day now, and this is what we're asking you today. Should the result of the Zimbabwean presidential election be released early? And we want your views on that, especially given what transpired yesterday, and unfortunately there has now been loss of life in the aftermath of Monday's election. So at Morning Live, and you can also use the hashtag Morning Live to get in touch with us. WhatsApp voice notes, we accept those too. 081 732 8421 is where you can leave your voice notes for us.
Good. Looking forward to hearing from you, and not only your views but your voice as well. This is exciting. Okay, let's shift our attention now to the stories of the day, the big ones to look out for. Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Lindiwe Sisulu, will today address members of the media on the recently held 10th BRICS Summit, as well as continental and international issues.
And then a Nigerian pastor and his two alleged henchwomen charged with human trafficking, sexual assault and the rape of young girls will be back in court today. 58-year-old televangelist allegedly trafficked more than 30 girls and women who were from various branches of his church to a house in Umhlanga in KwaZulu-Natal, where he allegedly sexually exploited them.
We're actually going to be looking at that a little bit later on. We'll be crossing to our reporter, Jade Lee Paulsey, who will be covering that story for us later in the program. Also, men arrested in connection with violence that broke out during a Nedbank Cup semi-final at Moses Mabhida Stadium. They back in court. Fans invaded the pitch following Kaizer Chiefs' 2-0 loss to the Free State Stars in April.
All right, and moving over to our Twitter trending topics, and these are the top trending topics, starting with hashtag Zimbabwe. And of course, the aftermath of the elections that seems to have gone pear-shaped now, Leanne.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just frightening, some of these visuals that are coming out of Zimbabwe. You know, I've always had this impression, and I think many people have as well. It's not an impression, it is a fact. This is a very peaceful nation, a nation that is certainly not into taking to the streets and being violent at all. But it seems that the people now are absolutely furious with what's going on. They want their results, and this is just some pictures and some images that are coming out of Zimbabwe, which are very, very disturbing. So we're hoping for a final result that'll come up, but will the people of Zimbabwe accept this final result? That's the question.
That's the million-dollar question. It would be interesting to just juxtapose pictures from Monday with those coming out of Zimbabwe yesterday.
Yeah, indeed. It really, really is. Okay, so our next hashtag is, of course, our president, Cyril Ramaphosa. Now, last night while I was trawling through Twitter, of course, we saw our president coming out and accepting that memorandum from that total shutdown march that was happening all over. They handed him the memorandum. He, of course, came out, but at the same time, he was on Twitter apologizing for what happened, saying that the way that the police behaved was absolutely unacceptable, that he stands with women, he's accepted this memorandum, he's taken it to heart, he's reading everything, and it's something that he really wants to look into very seriously. So I think, you know, the president coming out in full force of support of women after what happened yesterday and apologizing for being so late as well.
Yeah, and of course it's tied into the third hashtag there, which is a total shutdown. And it has to be more than lip service. Indeed. At this stage, Leanne. Yeah. The president said, you know, he basically condemned the behavior of the police in part there. So we need to see the follow through to send out a very strong message that what happened was not acceptable. But a total shutdown yesterday, I must say, as a woman, I was exceptionally proud of just how that march unfolded, the numbers, the women that came out, absolutely proud women for women.
It's so lovely to see, and I must say, I think this is possibly one of the biggest gatherings of women that we've seen in this country since many, many years ago. And that many, many years ago was that march to the Union buildings again by women.
In 1956,
exactly.
Absolutely.
And it's finally about time that we see something like this, women standing together.
What was interesting, though, one of the noteworthy moments for me yesterday from that hashtag total shutdown was in Durban, where during the march, and they had a massive turnout, more than double the number of people they expected, over 7,000. And one of the organizers was explaining how while they were marching down Pigsley Kaseme Street, which is the main road in Durban, they came across a man who was actually beating a woman.
You're kidding.
Yes, and she was cradling a child and he was beating this woman and the crowd went for him.
Brilliant. absolutely brilliant. I'm sorry, I'm not condoning violence of any form, but you know, when women stand together, it's incredible what you can do. And this is the beginning of Women's Month, and to see it begin in this manner is breathtaking. I think it's finally about time. We don't sit together, unfortunately, celebrating being women. We sit together, and there's so many issues that need to be addressed. And yesterday was a great start to a month. I hope that'll see some major changes and some more scenes like that.
Absolutely. But for now, let's check in with Rob.